Another boat show is coming on, and who would have guessed that Matt and I ended up catching viruses while we were there. You might still be able to hear it in my voice just a little bit that it's kind of scratchy. Matt is experiencing flu-like symptoms and is just out on the bed sleeping right now. So since he's not here to help me with the boat, I have called in reinforcements, and I expect my parents to be showing up momentarily to help me out with this build. One of the first tasks is actually going to be switching lighting over because I don't think we'll be working up in the V berth right now. That was really more when Connor was working on cabinets. But we need to get some unnatural lighting in here. I'll set my dad to work sanding that part and then adding fairing compound on there and seeing how he feels it compares to drywall, which he was actually just doing for his brother a few weeks ago. They're here. Hello.
You need some help?
I do.
Okay.
Get out the car and get to work.
Well, I brought you breakfast.
Okay, we'll have that first.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
I'm so happy they're here. And to be honest, it wasn't just because Matt's sick. This has been planned out for a month. It just happened that Matt got sick on the day that they arrived. One of the reasons I am really glad to have my dad here this week helping out is to get his thoughts on this project of ours as a builder himself. He hasn't built boats before, but from the time I was maybe 5 years old until the time I was 19 or 20, my parents built 4 different houses that we lived in. It started out with like a ranch when I was a little kid, and then we moved to a 2-story house, and then kind of like back to a ranch with an open backyard because we lived on a hill, and then finally to a lake house, which my parents were supposed to retire at. So my dad would have the like base cement poured. He would have friends come help him frame them out, but from that point it was pretty much just him and my mom, and he was doing this while working full time as well. So my brother and I would be there with them whenever like they weren't working. It was nights, it was weekends, it was any free moment they have, which is why this doesn't seem out of the ordinary for me at all to build something from the beginning all the way through with, but just by myself. I really enjoy it. I grew up with it. But having had my dad go through that process, because he's done, you know, like the framing, the drywalling, the electrical, shingling, the roof, all of that, start to finish, bringing him on here to get some of his expertise and his thoughts on what it's like to build a boat versus building a house. Have you done it yet? Purchase the last razor you'll ever need. The beautiful AL13, designed by aerospace engineers and made to incredibly tight tolerances? No? Let Trixie tell you why you should.
What's up guys, Trixie here. Today I'm going to tell you all about the #1 thing you need in your bathroom routine, and that is Henson shaving razors.
These blades are supported across the entire length, meaning there's less vibration and therefore less razor burn. So make all your friends jealous with how incredibly close and smooth your shave is.
Oh my god, Jessica, your legs look amazing.
I know, right? And let's take a second to talk about going green.
So not only is this thing the best razor I've ever seen, but it's completely plastic free and its double-edged blades can be recycled. And if you buy one box of their 100 razors, it'll save you up to 60% because it lasts you 2 to 3 years. That's way better than a store-bought razor.
Still need an incentive to give it a try?
Don't forget to use the link in the description and use code MJSailing at checkout, and you'll get a free 100 count box of razor blades with your purchase.
We have eaten breakfast and had coffee, and now I'm gonna put my parents to work. So if you remember, maybe 6 months ago, I had Sophie here working in the guest berth. And again, my parents will be staying back here when they come to visit us. Sophie started this fairing job. I kind of picked it up, the slack left, but mostly it's because we don't have any light. These lights here, one burned out, so we took one out of here, and I'm not gonna work in the dark. So since my dad has built houses and worked in electronics, wiring, I'm gonna have him put a light back here. But basically, I think we need to, so we're gonna have to turn lights off somewhere. I wish Matt were here. So
are we going to steal a light and move it? Is that what we're kind of doing here?
That was the plan, is to steal the forward light and to move it back there. But now that I'm seeing this end is connected to this.
There's a plug here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there we go.
Well, let's just go find a light and then we'll figure it out.
Okay. This.
Yep.
And then just pop it down. No light.
So I guess we need a plan B since that plug's not
Yep,
working.
you got plan B?
Alright, we're gonna unplug this
Uh-huh.
over here. Try this voila.
Ta-da.
And this is temporary.
Yeah.
Let's just use that one clip and okay, we got light.
Okay, now you have a workspace.
Alright.
Let's maybe clean out some of the extra junk and get you in there. He's going to take the random orbital, kind of sand that down, and then we're going to teach him how to use the polyester fairing compound because this drywaller gets to work with complex curves now.
Alright.
Because, you know, everybody says it's so easy, and then you can, as a drywaller, tell them what it's like.
Well, we'll compare it. I'll let you know after the end of the day.
Okay. I'm so happy I get to hand off this job.
So is this going to be our bunk?
Yes, this is your bunk.
Oh, then I better do a good job.
Exactly, make it look nice. This is why I hand off the work to all of our guests that are going to be staying here. There's progress being made. Oh, there, listen to it. Just keep working.
How smooth do you need this?
So just rub your hands on and see if you can feel rough spots.
Right, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, because if you're feeling, I'm guessing there's high spots up at the top.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to just end up putting more fairing compound on. If you're to that point, or when you're finished with that, just give like a skim coat sanding over this just to key the surface, and then we'll set you up for fairing.
Alright.
Cool. Good job.
Thank you. Wow,
Have you be the belle of the ball.
it's a two-person job here.
Now that my dad has finished sanding the existing polyester fairing compound that's on the inboard side by where the cockpit seats are, I'm getting ready for him to actually put new fairing compound on. So the outer side, which is the green foam right now, fiberglass, just needs to be keyed. And good thing Matt came along because I was about to have my dad sand it in his regular clothes, forgetting that he was going to get covered in fiberglass dust. So it's time to suit him up.
You can't tell if it is Matt or Jess or Dad.
All right. Sanding work is done for the day. Time for the fun of fairing. All right, time for a styrene wipe on all of the green surfaces to get it ready for its first coat of fairing compound, and then we get to do the real comparison. Who does it better, builders, house builders, or boat builders? Oh yeah, oh sorry, you're gonna want your face mask too. This stuff is strong.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoops.
don't wanna kill you too early. And now it is time for lesson How to Torture Your Parents 101. My dad has already sanded the surface, got himself covered in fiberglass, so that's always a fun thing there. Clean himself off. He has now used a styrene to clean the surface off, which I don't think they've smelled anything that strong in quite some time. So now I'm going to teach my dad how to mix up this polyester fairing compound with MEKP and smooth it on with something that drywall specialists should be very familiar with. So this is the polyester fairing compound by Total Boat. We'll start you off with maybe like 4 ounces just so you can get a good feel before it kicks on you.
So kick is what, setting up?
Yeah, before it like starts to cure and get like kind of cheesy and gummy.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
first time it happens, you'll know. So what the MEKP recommends here is 15 drops for every 1 ounce in 75-degree temperature. We are 67, so we might want to over-catalyze a little bit. I would say that looks like about 4 ounces, so actually, you know what? The way that I do it, I'm thinking 40 drops will be good.
40 drops.
40
Okay.
drops.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14,
Yeah, I think you're good.
18.
That's more, because you're supposed to do it like this. 1, 2.
Well, see, you didn't show me that.
So I'm sorry, that's my fault. I think you're good right now.
Okay, so mix.
So mix it up. You can either use that stick or you can use this.
Okay, okay. I don't have to do this with drywall.
It's already harder. And we still will give you, I think this is an 8-inch trowel.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's head down in there.
Yeah, this is gooey.
All right.
This should be tricky, kind of jumping across here with this.
Uh-huh, so if you can find a space to set it, I was gonna say, and then crawl in, that's also an option.
Oh, that sounds way too easy.
All right, so yeah, get like a nice bit on your trowel there.
So go right up near the edge. Oh, yeah.
And of course those are gonna need a lot of filling because we have like 6 layers of glass there that are pointing out to the foam, so.
Oh, yeah.
The good thing is this will start to get hard enough in 20 or 30 minutes so you can always go back on the second layer after this is keeping its shape, because what I've learned too is if you try and mess with it too much at the one time, you might. But maybe that's why I take too long, is because I don't actually know what I'm doing, but you do.
That remains to be seen, but
This is actually part of the reason why I saved this job for you, because this line curves down and we need to find the best way to still have it visible. But you might know.
it's good till it starts to come off. Yeah.
I can't tell you how happy it makes me that I'm not doing this job. And can I say it? Because
But you're raised with house construction.
I know.
Seems just like everything means nothing at all.
We're gonna come back.
Yeah.
He was laid off just last week, making parts for big machines that made a lot of fancy things.
Looks like crap.
Folks
We'll see if we can
don't
smooth it out.
mind more.
Yep, and then if you can wait till it gets like almost to its tacky phase, then it's a lot easier to smooth out. So we could sand all this tomorrow.
Holding down
Well, I need to get lines out if I'm gonna sand tomorrow. I'm gonna sand all that out.
some nights when it's getting late.
Okay, man, watch your surroundings.
Yeah. I was just about to say he's going through the trial and error phase, so we'll leave him alone for a bit and check back in like 15, 20 minutes. But, I mean, he's definitely better than any first timer I've seen, and probably better than me when I would still do this now. Look at that work.
It's hard when nowhere feels like home. Yeah, it's hard when the world has gone crazy. Seems just like everything means nothing at all. We tried with everything we had just to make it by.
We've got Matt in for like the last hour or two of the day, decided to show his face, even though he's super sick, so we appreciate that he came in. And we're about to head next door to the restaurant to grab some much earned beer and food. But before we do that, I just want to get my dad's opinion on what he thinks of how it's like for us to fare versus when he would do drywall jobs when he was working on houses. All right, Dad, so how you watched us through videos for months, kind of going on years, and now that you got to experience it for yourself, what do you think?
Well, it's totally different than drywall. I mean, it's it really almost goes back to pre-drywall days when you plaster a house. It's like building up a base and a coat and trying to keep it as smooth as you can without getting any ridges in there that you have to sand off later. and just kind of, you know, slowly filling it in and smoothing it out. Now the area that I did sand this morning and went back later to fill some low spots, that's a little bit similar to drywall, but again, the consistency is a little different, and as you talked about earlier, the stuff tacking up, found out what that meant when I mixed up too big of a batch, waited too long, and then started getting some lumps in there, so that wasn't too good, had to throw some out, but I'm figuring it out, slowly building it up, and I think I'm getting it down, so yeah, again, it's totally different than drywall, so watching you guys, you and Matt both do it, and now doing it myself, I do have a better understanding for what you've been going through. And it's a lot of work. I will say that. All of it's a lot of work. So you guys are doing a great job.
Thanks, Dad. So just because now we didn't have this in the beginning, that we worked with the total fair, the epoxy base, we like to give people a feel for both. So in the next few days, my parents are going to be here for very long, but this area is going to need to get faired out too, and it's small, so I think we're going to use the total fair in here. And that will give my dad a great comparison for the two different fairing compounds, because that one I think is going to be a lot closer to what you are used to working with. Day 2, and we are suiting Father up once again because he's going to be sanding fiberglass. We're having him work in a totally new area with the totally different fairing compounds. I'm doing this so that he can get the experience of both. One area we have not touched yet is this set of storage cabinets at the back of our settee on the outboard side, starboard here. So as you can see, it's still our green foam core fiberglass with a little bit of honeycomb for the divider, but nothing has been done. There's still little drips of resin there. Before anything else can happen, it's gonna need a prep sand to get that off, and then we'll have him do the styrene wipe once again, and then teach him how to mix up the 2-part Total Boat epoxy fairing compound. And after a good hard day of sanding where my dad can feel the pain of sanding resin off of fiberglass. How are your arms feeling, Dad?
They don't work.
So finish that up, and we're gonna have him give this area a wipe down, vacuum, and then we fair. Okay, this is, instead of polyester, this is epoxy fairing compound. It's 2 parts, 1-to-1. Basically, we're trying to make a nice green color like this. So we've got yellow and blue. And we'll just do 2 equal parts on this board. And it's like really get in it, like pick it up with it, like scrape it from there, and then just keep smoothing it out until it's green.
Oh, this is tough.
Isn't it? Oh yeah. Your arms are already dead.
Oh man, this stuff is tough.
Oh yeah, quite different than the polyester, huh?
What about? Well, we got green.
We got green. Alright, looks like a good color of green. Let's go get it on some foam.
That's a lot of work to mix a little bit.
I know, right? So because your hands will probably be like scraping along the bottom, how about we start on the side there?
Okay.
Pulling it out. Yeah, isn't it definitely thicker than yesterday's?
Yes.
This you need a little bit more. But tomorrow I'll have you compare sanding.
Yeah, this spreads a little bit. I feel like first I'm in a small spot, and like I'm getting lines.
Yeah. Like I said, for that, where you're having like the spot down there, we can always let that set up a little bit and go back and get it, so you can like start pulling from this side, and you can go in here.
So you get a feel for the thickness of how much you get in there.
Yeah. Complete 1 cabinet today because we're getting toward the end of the day, so got sides done. Just doing the main part.
saving us from that.
Yep, so actually we have to glass something to that, so we're not worrying about it right now. But the sides are looking great.
Yeah, so it's spread easier. Although you know the lines and stuff in it. Mm-hmm. And you can work it.
So is that any closer to like what you would do with drywall?
With drywall, yeah, but you're not doing such a big area at one time.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday, I said this is more like plastering and building up layers.
Oh yeah.
With drywall, you know, you're just kind of doing little patches, not. Finito.
Finito, day 2, calling it quits. So it is amazing how much effort one area can take, isn't it, Dad?
Oh my gosh.
He spent all day sanding it, cleaning it, fairing it.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. So they're gonna go back to their hotel room, clean up, go to dinner, but I think we all worked pretty hard today, so I'm proud. And now, yep, I think my dad's getting a much, much better understanding of all of the sanding and fairing that we've been doing in here for so long. Just about to head out to dinner, and the sunsets here are so amazing every time I walk out of the bathroom, and this doesn't even do it justice. It's so pretty. So of course I'm so happy to have my parents here, and now I'm starting to think that the next time Matt's mom and stepdad come to visit here, because they've been a few times where we've just toured Annapolis, might have to put them to work too, because sanding, vacuuming, I think they could handle that too. So we let this polyester fairing compound sit on for about 36 hours. It's still just a little tacky, but kind of at the point that it needs to get sanded. So we've got the orbital sander with 80 grit on there, and my dad's gonna give it a shot and learn our torture.
Ready for part 2.
Ready for part 2. As he's saying, he's just knocking down some of those lines so he can go through and get another coat on later this afternoon. I think I need to hire you more. So it looks like it's knocking down pretty well.
Yeah, kind of figured out when it was time to change a disc. Once it starts coming off the disc and sticking back to the hull, it's time for a new disc.
Exactly.
You know, some spots a little bit gummy, but I just smooth out good enough for a second coat on this side.
Yeah, good.
Now I just got to work aft.
Sounds good. Now that all of the lines have been knocked down, we are back to more of the polyester fairing compound. So this one you won't be filling in from scratch, so you probably won't need to work with as much at one time.
Yep.
A little bit easier on the arms, huh?
The mixing, absolutely.
And my mom did such a good job of cleaning this out.
Yeah, we're all ready to go.
I know, look at the floor. How does that feel going on today?
Making a mess of all the beautiful cleaning you did.
Now we got a base layer on, it was much easier.
It'll still be here next year, don't worry.
I got something to work with or from.
I think I worked my parents too hard because they're ready to head out after about 3 days of work. My dad did just finish adding the next coat of fairing compound in here.
Just a time for him to get the hang of it all.
I know, and it is looking amazing. I think I might have to have him come to our side too. So the next time they come to visit us will probably be in 6 months, and we've got plenty of work to keep the two of us busy until then, so. All right, you've seen the videos, you watch us every week, you've heard us with our joys and complaints, and now that you've been in it for 3 days, what are you coming away with?
It's a lot of hard work and something you guys are gonna be very proud of when you're done, that's for darn sure. But yeah, it's a lot more work than what I thought. Again, I'm starting to get the hang of the fairing after a couple of days. Just have to take it slow and in layers. The first layer is definitely the toughest, but it was a little bit easier today, and my arms held up a little bit longer today, so I must be finally working out those sore muscles. But no, you guys are doing a great job. I can't wait to get out here and have a cocktail when we're sitting out in the water somewhere.
Out on the water. Okay, so it has to be asked, you've built houses and you've spent a few days building a boat. Which do you prefer?
Oh, houses are not nearly as detailed and critical as what you guys have got going here, so it's definitely a much simpler task. And the time you guys have been working on this, you probably could have built about 3 houses by now.
And there you have it. Boat building is much harder than house building, but we'll get my parents out here to maybe lend a hand again in the spring, but definitely to go for sails, to have some cocktails, and then my parents can enjoy my dad's hard work of fairing out their own home.